Now, you saw in that story just how bad some of the destruction was, despite it only being a Category 1 and a tropical depression. But luckily, Nicholas is out of Texas for the time being. It's going to be making its way out of Louisiana, but surprisingly, that low pressure system is going to be sitting there for quite a while. Now, you saw all that rain damage. I want to show you some of the rain totals that are just over these past 48 hours. Here on the Texas coast near Brazosport, you can have over 8 inches in some locations. Earlier, we were forecasting for some isolated locations to see up to 18 inches of rain as well. On this outer end around Houston and Lake Charles, you see we got 2 to 8 inches. And on those outskirts, you see we have less than 2 inches. So very heavy rain, again, over just 48 hours. Now, I want to give you some more info on what this track is going to be doing. Now, this morning, the low pressure system was sitting over Houston, and it has been crawling over the Gulf Coast as it has been during these past couple of days. Tonight, around right now, it's still making its way out of the Houston area. But the really interesting thing that's kind of throwing me off about Nicholas is how a lot of this rain that you see is straight ahead of it. This is all Nicholas's rain, and it's almost like it's kind of leaving it in the dust. Even by Wednesday, that high pressure system is still going to be sitting over Louisiana, while the rest of that rain makes its way to the rest of the South and the Florida Panhandle. Now, there were some warnings that were in place. There were some flash flood watches and some tropical storm warnings that have since passed for the most part. But that's just because there were some really dangerous conditions going on, with all the heavy rain and some storm surge going on. The big concern was flash flooding, especially for urban areas, including Houston, especially Houston and New Orleans, who has still just been hit by Ida, and they're still working on recovery. That's going to be making things a lot difficult. And flooding is so bad because of these urban areas. They don't have the soil and the trees and grass that they need to soak up some of that moisture. So it's going to be sitting for quite a while. Now, I showed you guys that we did have some rain. We did have some chances for some rain for today and for tomorrow, but that has since passed. Just from the way that Nicholas has made its way to the south, it's really left those chances behind, and some of those storms have passed away. So for our current temperatures right now, we're seeing mostly the upper 70s, some places still in the 80s. You see we've got 77 here in Paint Rock, 76 in Bird, and 72 in Eastland. It's just getting pretty cool, and we've had some cool temperatures overall. Now tonight, we're going to be seeing a low of 65 degrees. Winds are going to be 5 to 10 miles per hour, so it's going to be a pretty brisk night, really get into those fall temperatures. And for tomorrow, look at just how low this is. Now, relatively low, of course. Temperatures mostly in the lower 90s. See, we got 88 here in Brady. It's going to be 90 in St. Angelo and Abilene, and that's because it's left some moisture in the Texas area that's keeping temperatures pretty low. And honestly, I'm ready to soak it in. It's been pretty hot lately. Now, you see, we've got those low temperatures for today and tomorrow, but as we get into the weekend, they do jump up into the mid-90s, more like what we've been seeing for these past couple weeks and for the entire summer. Abilene a little bit higher, 91 on Wednesday, 93 on Thursday, jump all the way up to 97 as we get into next week, where we're seeing clear skies, mostly clear. Now over to Mark with sports.